Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A answer segment type video. This one will be part 5, leading up to the second half of The Walking Dead Season 5. First question comes from MegaWardinator, and he says, Robert Kirkman said on Talking Dead that in the second half of Season 5 will be introduced to a very prominent gay character. Who do you think he's talking about? And also we're going to be talking a little bit about, as well as answering lots of other questions, but also the fact that he also announced that Daryl is straight. Right, so as always, spoilers for anyone who's not caught up with Walking Dead. Yeah, to answer your question, I think it's going to be Aaron. Now, MegaWardinator, he brings up, do you think it's going to be Aaron or Paul Monroe, nicknamed Jesus, characters from the Walking Dead comic book series? You can look them both up on Google. Just type in The Walking Dead Aaron or The Walking Dead Jesus or Paul Monroe, and you can see their wikias. I'll put them both in the description below so you guys can click that and you can read about both characters and how they're involved with the show, what happens with them. I think he's talking about Aaron because based on timing, I would say what Aaron basically is and who he is. Maybe I should save that for an entire video, but basically I'll just go through it really quickly. He's basically a scout. His job, because in Alexandria, which is another community, everyone isn't assigned a job. They have like full-time jobs to do, and that's what keeps the community running. So his job is basically to go out and scout to find other useful people that have useful skills that they can use for the community to better protect themselves and to just you know, survive and remain prominent and just add to their numbers, add to their skill sets, add to the community. So he's looking for good people that are not dangerous, or well, maybe dangerous, but you know, can get along, can work together, care about each other, and maybe contribute to all of this new community, which is Alexandria. Yeah, so that's for the first question. Second question is from Thomas D. Armano, and he says, hey Trev, Q&A question here. Would you like to see Rick use Daryl's crossbow just for a moment? I think that would be awesome. And then he says, greetings from Argentina. So I was like, what? I better put that in there. Someone from Argentina watches. So I'm always amazed by different countries and, you know, people that are interested in The Walking Dead. I didn't even know they had it there or that it was big there. Zombies are big in Argentina. It's just funny to me. I think they have to change up their kind of, you know, signature weapons eventually. I don't think I can't picture Rick using Daryl's crossbow, no, but I do think they need to kind of change up their weapons. You know, Michonne always using the katana. I think it's cool that she has it, but I think we need to see the characters show a little bit more diversity, and I think eventually Daryl's going to have to ditch the crossbow, even though he's really good at using it. As we saw in late season 4, the bolts are snapping. And it's just, you know, the thing has been through so much wear and tear. I mean, it's been through, I mean, his first one didn't last that long. He had to get the new one. And yeah, I personally tend to think that thing is going to be, I mean, it's got to be getting old at this point. It's got to be, you know, coming down the wire to needing a new one or needing a new weapon for him. So I'd like to see him get a new weapon. Maybe he can get an axe or something. I don't know. It'd be cool. Just something different. Just switch it up a little bit. But no, I don't think I could ever picture Rick using a crossbow. At least I don't think so. Next one is from Cigar Nika 89. He says, hey Trev, Q&A question here. Who do you think was a better villain, Gareth or Dawn? So that's a pretty easy one, man. I mean, Gareth was a really, really cool villain. He was intimidating, he was scary, he was terrifying, he was smart, and he was crafty, you know? He just had... And he was sick too. Like he was one of those people that, you know, he's probably, like in real life and regular life, I'd say he's probably a genius or very intelligent person, right? But he's kind of one of those that when it comes down to things like that, he kind of crosses that line between sort of genius and madness, right? You know, and then they become cannibals and they go that route. He tends to seem like to me somebody who's very, very intelligent, because the way they had Terminus set up, the way they had this whole trap set up, and I mean, it was brutal. It was just, you know, despicable that they had this thing going. But, you know, it would have taken a lot of intelligence to coordinate this and set this whole thing up. It really would have, and keep the whole thing going. So I view Gareth as a really, really cool villain and a lot more scary than Dawn. Dawn was okay as a Beth villain, and I did kind of like Dawn's angle, and I thought she was a lot more relatable than Gareth, so I can see if people like her better. I would say I like Dawn as a character better. Like, she's nicer, you know what I mean? She's cooler than Gareth, but she's not going to eat you, But Gareth is just a really scary villain. I like that about Gareth. He's a really horror movie type villain, really horror villain. I really like that a lot. This one's from Survivor 13. He says, hey Trev, have you seen the Game of Thrones Season 5 teaser trailers yet? I've seen them, and a couple of people asked me to do a video on them. I'm like, what am I going to say? Like, what am I going to do a video on? It's like 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds. It's like you can't even see anything, and you just get to see like Arya for like a split second or something. It's like, what am I going to do with that? So I'm not going to review it, no, nothing like that. But I have seen it, yeah. And I am stoked for Game of Thrones Season 5. Of course, if you guys watch Game of Thrones, you can expect to see reviews for that. Just like last year, all the way since Season 2. I picked up the series in Season 2 when I heard about how awesome it was and everything, and people were kind of telling me in the channel. So I was doing reviews for Walking Dead and other stuff at that time. People were like, man, you got to check out the show. I checked it out. At first, I wasn't too big on it. And then after I got into it, I was like, wow. This is amazing. After I had seen the first season, I was just hooked. Almost as much as I am with The Walking Dead. Just an amazing show. So I'm really excited with season 5. Can't wait to see it. And yeah, reviews will be coming this year too, as well as discussion topics. Maybe even do some predictions, stuff like that. Even though there are the books out there, so it's not, it doesn't make as much sense to do predictions as it does for The Walking Dead because you don't know what's going to happen. But still. Yeah, definitely when we get a trailer, I'll review it for you, Survivor, and everybody else who watches for Game of Thrones. By the way, if you guys have some time this break, The Walking Dead's not on, and you've never seen Game of Thrones, I highly recommend you check it out. You can get a free 30-day trial for Netflix. They offer it. You can just go to Netflix, and they've got the whole series. You can marathon. If you've got some time, go on Netflix, sign up, whatever, 30 days. After that, cancel it if you don't want it. And just check out the first season. But don't judge it too quickly. Give yourself, watch at least the first 8 or 9 episodes. I'd say 9 episodes before you judge the series, because then you may be a bit confused the first time you see it. You may have to watch the first season a couple times to truly understand it. And even then, you may not understand it until a few seasons later. Then you may finally get the picture. It's a really smart show, and it's brutal. It's got some awesome sword fights and battles and character deaths, and it's incredible. It's my second favorite show to the Walking Dead, and then third is Breaking Bad for me, even though it's been over for a while. Can't wait for Better Call Saul, by the way. Okay, next one's from Damien is cool. Whatever. Hey Trev, I just wanted to know if you like the idea of Rick's group getting mixed in a 3 or 4-way war instead of just one group versus another. Absolutely, man. I'd love to see that because you guys know how much I love action and war and stuff. I think the concept of a free-for-all, which is, where you have several different groups and things happening. I really liked what Kirkman did with the different communities and Negan's group, the Saviors and everything. And I would like to see maybe some bigger communities and some kind of, several hundred survivor groups maybe going at it for some reason. I don't know what it would be, but I would like to see something like that. I think that would be really, really cool, especially if they could work in some kind of, intellectual battle strategies. Like Eugene could come up with some ways of steering herds towards other communities or something like that in the midst of a war. I think that would be pretty cool to see. So maybe sometime down the road before, issue 200 or 300 or something, we might see something like that. If it gets to that point, I think it will. So, yeah, good question, though, man. I appreciate it. Next one's from Cameron Walsh, and he says, this one was in the video after I had done the video. I already kind of addressed this, so I won't go too much into this. But why did I use Sasha instead of Michonne in the trailer? And it's just because I view Sasha as more likely to be killed off probably soon, and also because she's gotten more focus in season 5. So I already talked about that in the other Q&A. I'm not going to repeat. If you guys missed it, just check that one out, yesterday's Q&A. Next one's from Petrovsky, and he says, so it turns out that the petition to bring back Beth's character has caused such a shakeup that the producers caved and have agreed to bring her back. Okay, so I want to give my thoughts on this one. And a few people did ask me about what are my thoughts on this one, not just him. And there are some links out there with some information that you can check out. You can actually see for yourself that there is some response to this petition that's got a lot of signatures to bring Beth's character back. So my thoughts on this, well, I don't know how they would do it. They would just do like a flashback sequence or like a, memory or something like that, maybe in Maggie's mind or, something of the sort. That's what they would do, is they would do it like that. They wouldn't do it like, cancel her death or anything or make it a dream or something. No, they wouldn't do that. That there's no way they would do that. So, yeah, they'll do like a flashback or something, maybe what they did with Herschel, something similar to that. So with that, I'm cool with that, if that's what they do. But then you got to consider, too, that they would have to get all the people involved in filming and everything and get a scene and have them all fly out and have everybody get together to do like a scene or two in a flashback if they don't have one ready already. They may already have one. Who knows, right? They did it with Herschel, so it makes sense that they might have something more with Beth coming. We just don't know it. But I doubt that they would call everybody together, get everybody flown out in order to shoot like, a 1 minute scene or something with Beth and Maggie or something, a flashback or something. I kind of doubt it. So, yeah. I'm thinking more of like a flashback scene or deleted footage or something that we might see. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Next one's from Chris Rystad. So anyway, just to go with that, I just think it's gonna be a flashback or something. And if they do it, that'll be cool. But I just because it's being reported online, I don't think that actually means they're actually gonna do anything extra. You know what I mean? Until we actually see it, I think they might have some more stuff already set up anyway to use in flashbacks. So we'll see. Next one, Chris Rystad. He says, "Don't you think it could be some?" This one I screwed up. Never mind. Sorry, Chris. Your question I didn't write properly. My bad. I'll have to skip that one. So I'll have to look through that again. Maybe do that next Q&A. Next one is also from Cigarnica89. He says, "Hello, Trev." Again, he says, "Do you think the Walking Dead producers, writers, and Robert Kirkman watch your videos?" No, I don't think so. No. I mean, okay. Let's be. Okay, here's a weird thing. I actually did one time get a message, but it wasn't for the Walking Dead. I do reviews of Under the Dome, and I'm like the only one who does them. But the artist who had done the music, it was a cover for Turn, Turn, Turn. I forget her name off the top of my head, but she messaged me after I did my review and said that she liked the review, and I thought that was cool. First, I didn't think it was actually the artist. Then I looked into it, and I checked where it was a verified YouTube channel, had her music videos in it, that kind of thing. Legit was the artist who did the song from the episode. Saying she liked my review. So that was pretty cool. I've never been contacted by anybody involved with The Walking Dead that they've seen my videos, no. However, I would say that, people do Google themselves sometimes. People who are, involved in that kind of thing, they would. So there's a good chance they could have stumbled across, one of my videos or something in that process, because my videos are ranked close to the top of YouTube, that kind of thing. So they do get a lot of views, like over 55 million total. Is it possible that some of them, or some of the people involved could have at least stumbled across one time? Yeah, but I don't think they know who I am, but I would say probably they've at least seen one or two of my videos, probably, maybe not even on purpose, who knows, right? This kind of thing, and whether or not they stayed and watched it, I don't know. I have no way of knowing. But yeah, I probably would say most likely not. However, Kirkman probably has, but I would say probably not for the TV series, probably for the comic book series, because personally, this is the feeling I've got from watching interviews and stuff like that with Kirkman, is that it seems to me he's more interested in response from the comic book series than the TV series, which is strange. But I kind of think of it as like the comic book series is his original baby, even though the TV series is his too, right? But there's a lot more people involved with that kind of thing. With the comic book series, I think it's a lot more personal to him, and it's kind of like his. It was his, his big, first hit. Like, whether or not the TV series happened, he would still be able to make a living from the comic book series, right? Because it's that popular and it sells that many copies and everything, and it's with Image, so I'm sure he gets a pretty good cut of what it does in terms of sales. But I think he concentrates a lot more on the comic book series, and I do think he may have seen, a comic book series review or something at some point in time over the last 4 years. I don't think that's egotistical for me to say, probably, but who knows? I mean, you never know. Some people don't like other people that are involved with the Walking Dead series. They may not even use YouTube or the internet. If they do, if they Google themselves, they look up to see reviews, then they may have seen one of the videos, but maybe not. Good question, though, man. Thanks for that. But no, overall, I'd say probably not. So next one's from Shadow X, and he says, "Hey, Trev, I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to see The Walking Dead in another country or something on the lines of that? What are your thoughts?" Well, yeah, I was hoping that the spin-off series, the companion series, would be in I was hoping the UK, actually. I don't know why. I just thought that would be a really cool concept if they did a Walking Dead UK. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's going to also be in the US. At least it's on the other side of the country, which is pretty cool, being in LA, right? But who knows, man? Maybe one day we could see a Walking Dead companion or spin-off if this one works on AMC when the first series ends or something. Maybe they can get the rights and they can just keep making Walking Dead, shows for I mean, there's been Survivor on for how long, and they just keep making different versions. Now that's reality TV, but I think they could just do kind of the same concept with The Walking Dead, just make different versions, different stories, and yeah, I think the companion series is going to do really well, and I'd love to see a different country. I'd love to see the UK or anywhere, Russia or something I don't know, any country would be cool. So yeah, I'd like to see it. I guess we'll see if maybe eventually they will do it. Next one's from Hunter Farrell, and he says, "Do you think Daryl will ever return to the prison to retrieve his brother's motorcycle?" No, I don't think we're ever going to see. Well, again, I've talked about this recently. The prison set, I think, is destroyed, so I don't think we can ever see it again. The farm, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see that again either. So I'd like to see some of the old locations just for them to go back and check real quick and maybe get something or do a funeral for Beth or something. I don't know. But I tend to think they won't, even though I would love if they did that, like a farm. Wouldn't that be cool? Like the prison, we've kind of been in the prison recently, so I'm not so big on that. I'd like to see them bring Beth back to the farm and bury her there or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Something like that would be really, really cool, I just think. I'm not sure why, I just do. Next one's from Teresa Riot, and she says, "Hey Trev, love your videos, so I appreciate it. Wish I'd found them a long time ago. Just watched your top 10 moments of the series, and it was great. What do you think about doing a top 10 badass moments?" So yeah, that's something I can think about. Doing more top 10 lists and stuff like that. The thing is that I've covered so many different topics over the years. Some of them, every season or two, we can touch on like top 10 best episodes. I think that's a cool one that we can kind of update. After each season, it's like, okay, where do the episodes from this season fit into our best ever episodes, right? So those make sense. Top 10 badass moments, like from Rick and the other characters. I could do something like that. So I'll think about that. I'll maybe write it down and maybe do it one of these days. But I'm going to be working on that zombified, all the survivors zombified. I don't know. I really like doing that. Some people, they don't like it. They don't understand why I do it. And I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of like to. I think it's cool to see what they would look like if they were zombies, because we don't get to see them all, right? We'll never see Beth as a zombie. So unless I make it or someone else out there does, you're never going to see it. So plus, I think my Photoshop skills are pretty good, they're not too bad. Anyway, next one's from Tube Fan, and he says, "Season 2 is my favorite season, location, pace, and he loves the overall writing." Want to hear my thoughts or put that through as a comment? I wanted to give my thoughts. Yeah, this is a cool one I talked about yesterday in the Q&A, that a lot of people really love Season 2. And it's really weird to me because, it does feel really close to home with the Shane story and Rick and what's going on with that. The location, I got to disagree with. I did not think that the farm, it was peaceful and it was kind of relaxing, if you're into that, if that's what you like. But I definitely have liked all the locations that we've seen since then, probably better, especially this season. Terminus on being on the road, Atlanta was an amazing location. We've seen some great stuff, so really cool. The pacing was a lot slower some of Season 2, the rest of it wasn't. So the pacing of the first half of Season 2 and second half are completely different. So it's like a different season. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people really like Season 2, and some people have asked for the throwback reviews, so I may do some more throwback reviews. So just heads up for that. If you guys want to see that, write that in the comments below. I could do maybe some season 2 or maybe just some like particular episodes, you know, like do a throwback for Clear, 18 Miles Out, and, like the Beside a Dying Fire, Better Angels, some special episodes. I think that might be cool to do that rather than doing every episode from season 2 again, because not a lot of them are not all that special. Only a few of them really stand out as very, very memorable episodes. Anyway, so I'll call it here for this part. I do have lots more questions to go over with you guys, so I'll mark it here. And yeah, that's it for today's Q&A, guys. If you want to see another one tomorrow or the next day, please write in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see. And if you have any video suggestions, please send them to me. Anyway, yeah, if you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it. Would appreciate it. Tell someone about it. And that's it for this video, guys. Maybe see you tomorrow. As always, Trev. Same peace.